Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the best budget players that you can and should buy here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 13,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day. I've uploaded at least 6 videos a day every day since 2K came out, so we're really out here grinding and would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. With that being said, without further ado, let's hop right into it. So we're going to go position by position, start with point guard, go all the way through center, and talk about a few budget options at each position that you should be targeting to add to your squad if you're looking to fill those spots for a cheaper price. When I say budget, I pretty much mean Sapphire and below, because that's going to cost you somewhere in the realm of 15,000 MT or less for those Sapphire and Emerald cards. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to start off with point guards, and the first point guard is easy. Brandon Jennings is easily the best budget point guard in the game, and it's honestly not even particularly close. 6'1" is not amazing size, and he doesn't play much defense, but 83 driving layup, 77 midi, 76 three ball, 65 driving dunk. The offensive stats don't look amazing, and they're not insane, but 86 ball handle is high enough to get the speed burst animations. He plays no defense. This is what matters. 89 speed to ball and excel, and he can dunk. So he's super fast. He can dunk the ball, and his animations are amazing. He's got a really, really good timing burst. His size up is very, very good. His escape move, whatever. He can quick stop. His release is Patty Mills' release on very quick, which is one of the fastest releases. Or sorry, it's on quick, but it's one of the fastest releases in the game right now. This card is absolutely amazing offensively and is easily the best budget point guard in the game. Not even close. Outside of that, there really aren't any more amazing buyable budget point guards. When you think point guards outside of Brandon Jennings, it's probably going to be more of the expensive cards, guys like Darius Garland and Russell Westbrook and pre-order Joe Dumars. Guys like that is kind of the next step up. But honestly, Brandon Jennings is as good as those guys, I think, for a similar price. And then the other card that I would recommend at the point guard position, if you need another super cheap budget point guard, is going to be this Robert Pack. Don't think he's incredible, but 6'2" at the PG position. He's got a 78 three ball, decent release, 80 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, so he can speed boost. So he can dunk the ball, he can shoot the ball pretty well. He got a high enough ball handle to speed boost. He's got okay-ish speed, but not really very good. 79 is not that great. This card's okay, but he's not great. Brandon Jennings is going to be a much better option. There really aren't that many great budget point guards, though, right now. So Brandon Jennings is really going to be your best option currently. Now, at the shooting guard position, moving on, I feel like you have a lot more options budget-wise shooting guard position. We'll actually start with another guy in the legendary path, Damian Lillard, and that is Mr. Wesley Matthews. 6'5" shooting guard, not incredible size, but 85 offense, 83 defense. He's just a great 3-and-D card. 78 driving layup, 81 three ball, 50 driving dunk. He's not going to really be a slasher, though. That's okay. He's got a high high free throw. Not really a playmaker, but he does have 84 perimeter defense as well as okay speed and 81 lateral quickness. So he's just a 3-and-D2 guard. Really, really good at that, though. And I think he's a very, very valuable option at the 2. Another guy that I would consider is Mike Miller. He's a budget 2, also a budget 3. This is a card I would consider at the 3 as well. But at the 2, he's just 86 three ball. He's super, really, really, really good 3-point shooter with a great release. Wes Matthews and him are both very good shooters. Not going to give you the defense Wes Matthews does, and he's also much slower, but he is 3 inches taller. So I think Wes Matthews is better at the 2 personally. But Mike Miller's a great secondary option as well. Outside of that, not really any other 2s I would super recommend. Like, I'd say Del Curry is a very good shooter. He's a good card. You could definitely consider him, but he's not quite as versatile as the Wesley Matthews, though. I think Wesley Matthews is your best option, but Del Curry, great shooter. Not going to give you as much defensively, but still has decent speed, same size. Pretty good card. And then you look at these summer standouts cards. This Max Christie is pretty okay as well. I mean, he's 6'5", just like those guys are. 84 shot, 375 driving dunk, 80 ball handle. Not a great defender, but he's got good speed at 82 speed and excel. He's another pretty good budget option as well. So not a bad card either. I would say it goes Wes Matthews, and then kind of all 3 are pretty much options: Max Christie, Mike Miller, or Del Curry, but I'd go by Wes Matthews first. Malachi Branham has a good release as well, but he's not particularly good. Kevin Martin's okay, I guess. He's not great. I wouldn't say Kevin Martin's elite either, but he's okay. He's a good shooter, 84 three ball, 65 driving dunk, 80 speed, excel is pretty good. Again, I'd probably go Wesley Matthews first, and then after that, you can kind of consider any of these other options. Small forward position budget cards. We'll just start with a couple of these summer standouts. First of all, Jordan Walsh, best 3-and-D small forward in the game outside of Jason Tatum right now. Literally, I mean that when I say pure 3-and-D. I understand it's only a 74 three ball. He's not a great slasher, but he's actually a pretty okay slasher. 80 driving dunk, but 74 three ball with his release is good enough, and he's an incredible defender. 74 block, but 80 steal, 80 interior, 83 perimeter. Even 74 block is good. It's such a versatile perimeter and interior defender at the small forward position right now. One of the best defensive small forwards in the game. He's got good speed. 77 speed and excel is good for a small forward as well. And then 83 lateral quickness is super nice. This is is maybe the best Emerald card in my team right now. He is really, really good and a great budget small forward. You can get him for free as well, just by getting 25 points in a game with a Celtics player. So if you want the card for free, you could do that as well, but he's still going to be super cheap as an Emerald and a great budget card. Another really good budget alternative at the small forward position from the summer standouts is this Keegan Murray. Did gameplays on both of these cards, by the way, Jordan Walsh and Keegan Murray, if y'all want to check those out from yesterday. But 6'8" small forward. This guy is much more of a shooter, 84 three ball, 80s driving dunk steal, so he's a capable shooter, capable slasher, I should say. Still has good speed and excels 76 and 79 lateral quickness right there as well, 78 perimeter. Not as good of a defender, better shooter, but overall still a very solid card. I would probably take Jordan Walsh over Keegan, but I do think Keegan is pretty good as well. Outside of that, budget small forwards, there aren't a ton, but there are a couple more. There's one more really good one, and it's this Matt Barnes right here. He's the third really good budget small forward in my opinion. Kind of like honestly very, very similar to Jordan Walsh actually. Just not quite as good of a slasher, also not quite as good of a defender. A little bit better shooter, 82 three ball, and his release might even be a little faster, so he's a better shooter, but he's not quite as good of a defender. I'd say he's the in-between between Keegan Murray and Jordan Walsh. You have Jordan Walsh, the pure 3 and D, a little bit more defensive oriented. Keegan Murray, the little bit more offensive oriented card, is not quite as good defensively. And then you have Matt Barnes, who's kind of in the middle, a little bit better shooter than Jordan Walsh, a little better defender than Keegan Murray, but not as good of a shooter as Keegan or as good of a defender as Jordan Walsh. Not quite as fast as either one of them either, so that does matter. He's also not as good of a slasher as either one. In my opinion, I'd probably go Jordan Walsh, then Keegan Murray, then Matt Barnes, but all three of those guys are great budget shooting guards. 81 lateral quickness is nice defensively. Outside of that, not any more elite budget small forwards. Caron Butler's okay as a shooter. Outside of that, I just don't think any of these other guys are really particularly impact guys at the small forward position. Tanaka is just 6'10", but he doesn't have great stats or badges really. And that's about it. Power forward position. There aren't as many budget options at the power forward position right now, to be completely honest. I feel like we haven't gotten that I guess you could run Keegan Murray at power forward, but they dropped this Isaiah Jackson card, but he's 6'9", but he's only got a 59 three ball. He'd actually be pretty good. 85 standing dunk, 80 driving dunk. He's athletic, and he's got okay speed. 6'7" isn't great, but 86 block as well. He's a good rebounder. He's a good interior card. If his three ball was like a 65 or a 70, he'd be a viable option at the power forward position, but unfortunately the three ball's a little bit low, which makes him honestly a little bit tough to use at times because of how low that three ball is. Outside of that, there really aren't any other great budget power forwards. Nobody who came out today. Thad Young is a little bit undersized. Antonio McDyess is slow and can't shoot. Thad Young's stats and badges really not that great in the first place anyway. You look at these other guys. Daryl Dawkins can't shoot at all. Steven Jackson is too expensive. Rafe LaFrance is a center. Anton Jameson's just not that great of a card, to be completely honest. There really isn't that 6'9" budget power forward besides one man. There is one option that I do think is actually a pretty good option as a budget power forward, and the only guy that I can think of that fits this bill right now, honestly, is this Al Harrington card. I think he's the only really good budget power forward right now. 6'9", 84 offense, 77 defense, 70 driving layup, 83 ball though, 85 driving dunk, so he can shoot and slash at a high level. Okay ball handler as well. Not a great defender, but he is decent in speed as well, 69, so he's not too slow, and he shoots the ball and dunks at a very high level. Very good offensive power forward. Not a ton of badges or anything, but he has bronze limitless range, bronze catch and shoot, which is super nice. Gold claymore and open look, so he's just a really nice shooter. Is also athletic, and overall I think Al Harrington is honestly a very, very solid card. A guy I would definitely consider picking up if you were looking for somebody. But the power forward position honestly needs some more budget players, to be completely honest. I think if you're going to be at the power forward position right now, you almost need to work your way up to Ruby outside Al Harrington, because guys like Paulo Banchero and Laurie Market and Jerry Jackson Jr., there's a bunch of good power forwards there. Giannis as well, free rewards. There's a bunch of stuff you can do at power forward, but I don't think there's a ton of budget viable ones. And then finally, center position, last position, really only a couple of budget centers as well. Tyson Chandler can't shoot and he's slow. Bryant Reeves is also slow and can't shoot threes. None of these other guys really are particularly great. There is one good budget center though. I forget which set he's actually in. It's Rafe LaFrance. I don't remember where he is. He's probably your best bet as a budget center. Also Emerald KP, but since they nerfed Emerald KP to 25 speed, he's not as good as he was because he's so slow. Rafe LaFrance, 6'11" though, really nice release, 83 ball. He's just a stretch big. 81 block, 77 interior, gives him a little bit interior. He's also very slow, but not quite as slow as KP. Got okay interior defense and is a very, very good shooting big. KP is a good shooting big as well and is 7'3", so that'll help you out in rebounding and interior defense, but he's not strong. He's just not that good of a card overall. Antonio McDyess can't shoot and he's undersized. Tyson Chandler also can't shoot, too slow. Really not that many great options at center either. I'd say it's pretty much Rafe LaFrance, then maybe KP. Some people are trying to run Wemby, but 43 ball and 25 speed. I just can't do it with Wemby. I'm sorry. I know he's 7'4", but it just doesn't do it for me. But that's just my opinion. Hopefully we'll continue to see a lot more budget cards drop. It seems like we're getting 1 or 2 good ones in each drop, so hopefully that continues. Today we got that Brandon Jennings card, really good budget card, so hoping to see continual drops like that. But hopefully this video did help y'all out. If y'all are looking to pick up budget cards at different positions, give y'all a good picture of what's out there. And if you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.